Alright, so this is going to be day 28 of learning how to draw. Sorry for not uploading for the past 2 days. I was doing stuff. But yeah, no, today's subject was the Red Death. Um, the reason why I drew him was because I don't really know. I was thinking of drawing something with a little more edge, like to work on like my ability, or like something a little more like metallic. Because I wanted to learn how to draw like a much more like metallic surface. I would make it feel like it's a little more. I don't know. I guess I guess metallic. I guess a little more metallic is the only way I could really put that. And I think I don't know. I think I did generally a good job. I think the posing here was good. And like all that stuff. I think it looked dynamic and fun. But it's just kind of it's just one of those things where it's like I think like my general anatomy, like my ability to generally draw a human, I think it's pretty much locked in at this point. And so now it comes down to more of these like because I think a lot of art videos on YouTube have this problem where like they're either you know people showing off how amazing they are at art or people that are just starting out and like tips and tricks for that. And I think there's a place for both of those, but I think intermediate is where it sucks the most because you put enough time in to where you're good at art, like you're not drawing as the same Joe Schmo that everybody like you have like a step above the average person when it comes to your art ability, but you're still not good enough to like warrant calling yourself like I guess like an artist, even though you're creating art, it doesn't like feel like it. It's not like something you'd think you'd to put in a museum. And you don't, it's very hard to be in that stage. Because when you're a beginner, you know that you suck. With this, it's like, okay, but why do I still like I feel like I've done the right steps, so why am I still here? And so that's you know, that's my general rant to get us through the line art stage. Um, what is really weird about Red Death's design is that he has like these weird shoulder things. Like there's like I don't know. I guess they're like little hooks around. Because I don't know, comic book designers like making things edgy. And so yeah, again, when I was thinking of a metallic design, I was thinking I don't know. Well, I was thinking of also working on like my effects work. Like having like effects around the character and trying to show that through the art. And so that's where I came with Red Death because I was thinking like, who's a cool guy that got a bunch of effects on him, and it's him. I never actually did read the original comic run that he comes from. I didn't really keep up with the like I don't know what it was. I don't know, it was whatever the Batman that laughs like all those comics. I mean, I could not keep up with them. They looked interesting, but it's just like, dude, I do not care because I think the issue that the Batman Who Laughs kind of ran into is eventually just felt like, yep, that'd be a pretty fucked up thing if Batman did that. Good thing he does it, right? Like it just kind of kept falling into that very stereotypical trope. And I don't actually like particularly enjoy like the Red Death as a character, but his design is just really cool. Like the lightning insignia in the middle, right? Like all of it feels that there's a good amount of Batman and Flash taken through it. I'm very glad that they didn't keep his cape. I think that would have looked really stupid. Maybe saying, "Hey, Gideon, is that because you don't want to draw another fucking cape? Because capes are fucking stupid and hard to draw, and they're for fucking losers." I mean, you said it, not me, right? Like that's your commentary. I just so happen to agree with it. Yeah, because fun fact, fuck anybody who makes a character design and puts a cape on it because that's fucking stupid. All right, stop it. I'm big fan of whatever short lady in Incredibles said that they're stupid. All right, big fan of her. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to draw. All right, because you don't got to worry about the physics of a cape flying everywhere, right? And then you have to think because it's already hard enough to think about like how the lines are coming down onto a character. Now you have to think about how the wind is affecting them. And it's like, yeah, I know you're technically supposed to do that, but I don't care, right? And so you either have this sad, droopy piece of cloth on the back of the character, or you have to deal with like the flowingness of a random piece of paper in the fucking air, but it's still attached, so you have to deal with the stretch of the fabric, and it's like, and then you have to deal with the perspective shift of how much of the cloak would you actually be seeing. It's like, how, how do people do this shit? All right, like that's the thing. The number of things you have to keep in your fucking mind when you're drawing a cape annoys me, and that's why You'll never see one of my characters wear a goddamn cape if they're gonna be flying in the air. Probably. Alright? Love Superman. Fuck that guy, though. Alright? Okay, second rant of the video over. Yeah, no, but again, we got I was really kind of weirded out with the hands. It was, I don't know, it was just kind of an odd angle to see them at. And so I did generally try to try to make them feel a little more even, and I do think I generally succeeded in that endeavor. Just because, when you look at him right now, I'd say he feels like his hands are fine, right? And again, it's not that they're supposed to look super professional, because I think the trick with hands, I think the actual trick is that you're not actually drawing all five fingers and all of every single goddamn metacarpal and every single phalange and all of this garbage. What you're drawing is what kind of looks like a hand. Because unless you're like right up next to it, unless you're like really focused on the hand, what you're doing is you're kind of just trying to like trick the brain into looking at a glance and being like, yeah, that's a hand. Like you're because the point is that you're letting the mind fill in the rest. And I think that's the greatest piece of advice I think I can give to a hand drawer. Unless it is literally the focus of the painting or the picture, or if you want to like actually be better at art and understand anatomy and perspective, fucking bitch ass nerd is what you would call that. But yeah, no, again, still super fun. I was gonna think of like this really, really, really interesting idea. It was gonna be super cool where like I, copied the layer over and then I would just fill it in with the red ink. Fun fact, doesn't fucking work that way. And you're stupid if you thought it would work, because I'm stupid because I thought it would work. And you see how, yeah, see, look like a moron there for a little bit. Because I thought it would be a fun and inventive way. And then it felt like I could just do like, those like coloring sheets that they give like little children. I wanted to do that. But yeah, so lame, but what you gonna do about it? Um, Again, generally, I think I generally encapsulate the aura of Red Death. I mean, dude's pretty sick. I was thinking about just kind of the series in general. Now that now that we're reaching like late 30s, I do think I'm probably gonna call the series. Depending on how much of this video gets and like all that kind of stuff, I'll either call the series at um like a month of drawing, right? Like, and then have a retrospective about it, and then just generally do this kind of art yap, but not have to worry so much about like what I'm drawing, more just worry about the yap, right? And just kind of having the background footage be me drawing, and just a general that kind of vibe. But of course, if this video does well in the next few, that would be in the series that would still I would still be developing. If they still end up doing good, then I will definitely continue the series probably onwards to 50. But I think that's more of a hard stop unless it is like really really popping off. Just because these commentaries where I can't really like, I don't know, it's much harder to like talk about what I'm failing at, because in the earlier days the mistakes were a lot more blatant, but with this it's like, you know, I could talk about, yeah, my cross hatching work wasn't very intentional, but it's like, dude, that covers what, 5 minutes, right? And so I think and I think the title just isn't very interesting, right? So I would much rather have a very I guess a much more pivoted thing, and that would also help me, like, making thumbnails and these kind of things that can be a little more fun, right? A little more interesting. So yeah, again, just stuff like that. And make sure to comment down below what you think about that idea. Because y'all made it, what, 9 minutes and 15 seconds into this video, which means you're a real big Gideo head. You're giving Gideo head. All right, next thing. But yeah, no. So this is yeah. Again, I'm trying to encapsulate that kind of lightningy feel, right? That like tinge of just kind of being strong. And I did go with a blue here as the background rather than my normal black, and that's because I wanted to feel more like a storm. And so again, I think this really helped it contrast, because if character orange on the outside, you make blue because contrast. Fucking crazy, guys! Look at that art theory, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, stuff like that, where it's like you pick this up, especially when you try to draw with color. these are the things where it's like I can say that, and it doesn't take up much time, so it's like, what am I doing, right? But yeah, I will say, like, in terms of like an actual learning how to draw thing here, this like learning how to do lightning, this feels a lot more like lightning. And I think the issue is lightning is not intentional. It does not have a rhythm or a pattern that you can follow. So do not make your lines feel like there's a rhythm or a pattern unless they like absolutely need to, right? Because if you're just trying to have lightning, I think it's much better to have it just kind of fizzle away, just kind of go, you know, like so. I tried to have a very shaky hand while I drew this, and I think that very much helped. So look at that. I actually had like a real piece of commentary as related to the video because I am so good at my job of being a YouTuber. But yeah, no. So again, this was super fun to draw. Again, I'm sorry for not uploading for the past few days. That was because I was doing stuff. But yeah, again, regardless, now that we're coming to an end here, I would just like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Any ideas that you have for me to draw, make sure to leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.